Coming up on the channel today, I know that me and pretty much every other bearded person on YouTube talks all about Pink Floyd and every other classic rock band known to man. So I'm going to talk about 5 newer artists that I've been turned on to coming right up. Now, some of these artists are going to be similar to each other, but I think they're all a far cry from the artists that I usually talk about on the channel. And I do understand that it gets hard sometimes to click around YouTube and see a lot of people who look the same talking about the same artists. So we had a comment from a viewer asking, hey, what's some of the newer artists you've been listening to? So I'll go ahead and break some of those down. First up on the list is an artist that I came into probably about 10 years ago or so now, named JD McPherson, and he does a music style that's even older than what it is that I usually listen to. This is a guy who I think now is maybe his early 30s, and he does all sorts of rockabilly type music. He's got 4 studio records out now. I want to say a 5th is probably going to be coming right around the time this video is out. But if you like, I wouldn't even say it's like a Stray Cats type sound. Like, it's literally like birth of rock and roll, early 50s style sound. So when you get done watching this video, if you have any interest in checking out what he does, look for a video of a song called Northside Gal, and that will give you an idea of everything that JD McPherson does. The next one is one that I'm not going to break any barriers. No one's going to come away from this video going, oh, I've never heard of her before. But I very recently got into her myself, and that is Billie Eilish. And I haven't even gone back to dig into what really blew her up. Her first album and EP, I just never got around to listening to those. But when her latest effort came out, Happier Than Ever, I actually went and blind bought it and just thought, well, I want to see what this is all about. And it's probably one of the best blind buys I've ever done in my entire life. Everything about the record is fantastic. It's one of those things for me that if you want to know what the hype is on this this woman, why she gets so many people talking about her, do what I did and cave in and just either bring it up on streaming or go buy a copy of the album. If you're looking for something to sample from it to get an idea of what the record is about, the first track I would tell you to go to is a song called Lost Cause, because that really gives you an idea of what the overall sound of the record is like. And if you want something really different, check out the track Billy Bossa Nova, which was a single, but I don't think got a ton of airplay or anything. But it's completely different than anything that you'd hear on the radio today from like pop music. And I think it's quite a bit different from what she was known for. The next 2 artists are very similar to each other. And I don't know that if I guess if I had to put a label on either artist, it would be Americana, maybe bluegrass for the first one. There's a trio called the Lone Bellow who are from Brooklyn and Georgia, and most recently Nashville. They've kind of been planted in Nashville for about a decade now. To me, it is, when you see them or when you hear them live in concert, I personally take it very close to hearing what it would have been like to hear like Simon and Garfunkel live for the first time with their harmonies and just beautiful arrangements. So even if you don't like bluegrass or you don't like Americana, they have enough different styles that I think a lot of people could check them out and see what they think. Maybe 2 songs that I could give you that are completely different type of thing from the same band is you could check out a song from their second album called Heaven Don't Call Me Home, or you could even go off of their first record and look at something like You Don't Love Me Like You Used To. 2 completely different sounds, and they actually have 5 LPs in total, and they keep progressing in sound on each one. The other artist that I would call mostly Americana is a guy from Oklahoma named Parker Millsap, who, again, his first 2 records very, very Americana, and it's got more rockin' as time goes on. Again, he's now on his 4th LP. For him, I would tell you to check out maybe a song called Fine Line if you like Jack White's solo material. It's kind of a rockin' piece that to me sounds very similar to what Jack White does or did on his those first couple of solo efforts. Or if you go back and check out a song like Pining, you'll hear more of the Americana influence. The last one that I'm going to share is actually I'm wearing the shirt for the guy, and I don't even know how to describe this artist for you. I can tell you this: he has 6 or 7 studio records now, and the first 2 are kind of similar in that they are country as country gets, and then everything else is wildly different from there out. His third record is R&B. It's got soul. It's got the country influence. He does a beautiful ballad-y cover of In Bloom by Nirvana on his third one, and then his fourth album is fuzz rock, like straight space fuzz rock. Sounds like it came out with T-Rex. And then the 2 records that have come out since then are him redoing a bunch of songs from the third and fourth albums as back to the country sound. So the guy's just insane. And even if you don't like country, the fact that this guy is out pushing boundaries is something that I like a great deal. So a couple from Sturgill I would tell you to check out. My personal favorite song from him is Keep Between the Lines, which is on Sailor's Guide to Earth. I would check that out if you get a chance. And actually from the same record, give a listen to his cover of In Bloom by Nirvana, which is completely different than what you're expecting it's going to sound like. So those are 5 artists, more recent artists, than Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and so on, what we always talk about on the channel, that I've been turned on to. Who are some of the artists that you've been turned on to more recently? As I always say in the videos, make sure to leave a comment below, because I'm always looking for new stuff to listen to. I'd love to hear if you get a chance to listen to any of these that I'm talking about. Drop a comment and let me know if they were good, bad, or indifferent to your ears. But as I always say, thank you so much for watching.